Good afternoon, everybody. Molwena, Dumela, Goeiemorgen, Aunt, and welcome to you all on this historic occasion when we celebrate and commemorate a total of more than 330 newly qualified graduates in the Faculties of Health Sciences and the Faculty of Law. We're really excited today that along with those 330 graduates, we will graduate more than 35 new doctoral candidates who've contributed to the global body of knowledge with their research in, for, and from Africa. On behalf of the University of Cape Town, I congratulate all of you, and I also congratulate your parents, your family members, and the loved ones who've supported you in your hard work as you've studied for this qualification, and we know it's hard work. We celebrate this moment with you because we've all walked this path with you during your time at UCT. From those in the residence system, your lecturers, your supervisors, those involved in maintaining the facilities that you've used, and those who just keep UCT to be a good place. I want to take this opportunity to now charge each of you to give in turn, as you're able, to help others to rise with you. You all know that the guiding vision of UCT's Vision 2030, to unleash human potential to achieve a more fair and just society. Your education has unleashed some of that potential in you, and you will unleash your potential further as you commit to a life of lifelong learning. But beyond that, you'll find that in helping others to stretch their own boundaries, you will stretch your boundaries as well. So the mantra of lift as you rise is one which is a truly UCT space. We're sending you out into a world that desperately needs this kind of leadership, and we're entrusting our future to you, our UCT graduates, and we're proud to do so. I now invite the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Elewani Ramagondo, to constitute the congregation for the ceremony.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I constitute this assembly a congregation of the University of Cape Town. As Professor Sue Harrison has already indicated, I serve in this role as Acting Vice-Chancellor. This role ordinarily would be fulfilled by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mamokgethi Phakeng, in the absence of the Chancellor. You know that the Vice-Chancellor, if circumstances allowed, would be here serving in this role. She remains in great spirits, and I ask that you keep her in your thoughts. Today is a wonderful day. It's a beautiful ceremony. Welcome.
Acting Vice-Chancellor, election to a fellowship is a single honor recognizing original and significant contributions to knowledge. Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite you to award a fellowship of the university to Anthony Fagaji, Professor of Pediatric Neurosurgery, Division of Neurosurgery, in absentia, to Ernesta Mainkies, Professor of the Department of Human Biology, in absentia, and to Sharon Prince, Professor of the Department of Human Biology, who's present.
Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Letitia Charmaine Rispel. It's like a scene out of a movie. Picture this. It's Uppington, a dusty town in the rural Northern Cape. We see a grade 11 schoolgirl walking home after a long, hot day at Carlton van Heerden School. As she passes a rubbish dump, she finds a tattered pamphlet. The pamphlet is an advert for BSc Nursing at UCT, which includes a place in residence, and most importantly, a bursary that covers accommodation, tuition, and a living allowance. This serendipitous find is what changed Letitia Rispel's path. It transported her from Uppington to UCT for the BSc Nursing, then to a BSc Honours in Epidemiology and Biostatistics with distinction from Stellenbosch University, and then an MSc and a PhD in Medicine from the University of the Witwatersrand. Rispel herself has said that nursing was not necessarily her first choice, but for her, like many South Africans, it was the bursary that opened the door and gave access to an education path and a future. Rispel's first job was at the Red Cross Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town in the cardiac intensive care unit, taking care of children with heart and lung problems. She was in at the deep end, and this intensified her awareness of the gross inequalities and contradictions of South African society. It was this awareness and a drive to find a way of changing the bigger picture that led her to apply for a position as a researcher at the Centre for Health Policy at WITS. She then joined the Gauteng provincial government as head of the Gauteng Health Department and is currently Professor of Public Health at WITS, where she holds a SACHI chair. Rispel's main focus has been on shaping health policies in a post-apartheid South Africa. And to this end, she has published extensively on different aspects of health policy and systems research. She has served on high-level health ministerial committees and provided expert technical support for transformation in the health sector in South Africa. She has carved out a role in the health sector as a respected educator, mentor, researcher, accomplished academic, and public health leader. It's been a long journey from Carlton van Heerden in Uppington to the international acclaim that she now enjoys. But jump cut to the present, she is paying it forward. In the same way that Meneer Metler, her Carlton van Heerden science teacher, was an inspiration to her, she now inspires and encourages the next generation. Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Letitia Charmaine Rispel.
Congratulate our Fellowship Award recipients, Professor Fagaji, Professor Mankies, and Professor Prince, and our Honorary Doctorate recipient, Professor Rispel, for demonstrating such high commitment to excellence in their respective areas of work, a thing really worth celebrating. And there are many ways to celebrate today. One way is through the words of an Imbongi, who is a composer and an orator of poems of praise. Imbongi offer critical commentary and narrative on the state of society through the Izibongo. Here to offer a poem of praise, an umbongo, in honor of the graduates, their families and teachers, is producer, playwright, performer, and UCT Master's graduate, Sipokazi Jonas, who opened South Africa's State of the Nation address with her adept verse last year.
Maine! Maine! Maine imvula. Mawavule kamazulu kukrazuke lo mafu aphonxileyo. Avuzise imvula yentsikelelo. Kuba nazi izifundiswa. Benxamile, benxaniwe, benxanela ikamve likholisa umphefumlo. Babile beziduba besebenza imini nobusuku phansi kwejokhwe yemfundo. Lo ngumhla wemisebenzi yabo emihle. Alala bathi abantwana xa bedlala bathi chapha 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 imanzi lokho yam. Nam ndivumelana nabo ndithi qum qum makududume. Let the rain fall on the shoulders of those who bear the weight of rural dreams, who are trees planted here to bloom under the sun of knowledge, to produce a harvest that will transform destinies and communities. We see your people in you. We see how they see themselves in you, those whose names are first and only, leaving home with nothing but hope and a promise to return. But today, you exchange the robe of that responsibility for pride, for a gown and a cap and a piece of paper that has guided you like a map. But now you yield it as a chart for the many feet eager to walk in your footsteps with nothing but their dreams and your story. Makututume. To those of you who will yield their degrees and diplomas like a spade to mend what has been broken and to break new ground in stubborn places, makututume. To those of you who are fattened by knowledge, who chew the cud and graze on books day and night so that they can teach young stomachs to digest, nakuni makututume. To those of you whose very presence will demand inclusivity from your disciplines, who will teach old tongues to pronounce their names correctly, makututume. To those of you who have suffered the bite of circumstance, whose every effort was shredded by the teeth of mental health, oh, you scarred survivors, makututume. Ala kuninonke. Sisiqala ke kodwa esi zenihlakule nilime nivune nipheke niphake sitye sonke isizwe sethu sihluthe siyazingcangani ngoko ndithi qum qum makududume.
Thank you, Sipokazi Jonas, for setting such an appropriate tone for the ceremony. I now invite Professor Elewani Ramugondo to confer qualifications.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I admit to the degrees specified and grant the diplomas specified the candidates recorded as in absentia. I shall now admit to the degrees specified and grant the diplomas specified the candidates to be presented to me.
Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present with my colleague Dan Uchirwa the following graduates in the Faculty of Health Sciences and Law. For the degree Master of Medicine, Michelle Naidu. For a thesis entitled Modeling the Pathophysiology of Schizophrenia and Methamphetamine-Induced Psychosis, a Structural Magnetic Resonance Imaging and Cytokine Study, Lauren Blake. For the degree of Master of Science in Medicine, a comparison of fluorescent microscopy methods for the detection of chlamydia trachomatis, Michaela Lurie. For a Master of Philosophy in Health Innovation, Nyamwezi Parfait Ndarwa. For a thesis entitled Expectations and Preferences of Parents and Adolescents regarding feedback of individual genetic findings in an HIV/TB genomics research project in Botswana, Dimpho Ralefala. Audrey Chiedzagara. For a Master's in Health Science in Audiology, Safura Mustafa. Nomakawuta Letitia Moshani. Dirk Manatsa Hamadziripi with distinction in the dissertation. Master of Science in Speech Language, Stephanie Ann Kaler. Robin Lesh. With distinction, Tamlin Kirsty Kangia.
Master of Laws with distinction, Benjamin Cronin.
Confidence Sidupe Motiba. Masejo Jessica Sebolai.
Master of Laws in Commercial Law, Suzyolamara Hara.
That's yours.
Mihle Nzima for Speech and Language Pathology. Mdavazi Manzini. For a PhD entitled Structural and Enzymatic Characterization of a Novel Ornithine Acyl ACP N-acyl transferase and overexpression of its biosurfactant product, Philip Venter.
Master of Philosophy, Mohammad Shakir Sali. Master of Laws, Timothy Peter Kelly. Master of Laws, Sharon Ayanda Dumisa. Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled A Missed Opportunity, the Rhetoric of Social Cohesion in Parliamentary Debates, 1994-2014, Zarina Reichman. Master of Laws, Nzimasi Mayeza. Master of Philosophy, Riaz Gaya. That's correct. Master of Philosophy, Daniel Lifuka Sichinga. MPhil in Human Rights Law with distinction, Christina Mihoko Dickin. Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Non-State Forms of Conflict Resolution, Opportunities for Improving Criminal Justice, a case study of community courts in Mozambique, Concita Rorizo. Master of Laws, Carla Nikita Fanzeo. Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled A Comparative Analysis of the Regulations Governing Mobile Money Services in South Africa and Zimbabwe and their impact on sustainable financial inclusion of the poor and vulnerable people, Lake Mavuru. Master of Laws in Tax Law, Kosinati Sebeliche Tusini. Bachelor of Laws, Daya Damesh Keso. Master of Laws, Yoha Omari. Master of Laws, Kirsten Barrett. Master of Laws with distinction in the dissertation, Emma Kaplan. Master of Laws, Joshua Juber. Master of Laws, Maxine Georgia Schaff. Master of Laws, Joseph Majak Madut Anei. Master of Laws, Master of Philosophy, Heinrich Albert Thomas Fellin. Master of Laws with distinction, Roseanne Dixon. Congratulations. Thank you. Master of Laws, Priska Elena Musibi. Master of Laws, Karina Teresa de Orifier. Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled National Council of Provinces Rhetoric in Overseeing the Implementation of South Africa's National Development Plan, Sebolelo Constance Mvulane. Master of Laws, Ana Juliana de Sales Lucas E. Sauti. Master of Laws with distinction, Brigitte Leonie Westermeer. Yeah. Master of Laws, Moape Chifuraro. Master of Laws, Asipe Mdutwa. Master of Laws, Comet Inga Dian. Master of Laws in Human Rights, Eldona Tsepang Vimbai Muvawa. Master of Laws, Nositelo Natasha Basini Kabonyeka. Master of Laws with Distinction, Muyenga Bobo Mugerwa Sekawabe. Master of Laws, Dimakatso Mchodu. Master of Laws, Solomon Giesi. Bachelor of Laws, Velile Mlindelwa Malaba. Master of Laws, Mwawa Shileya Mulenga. Bachelor of Laws, Simpiwe Munyarazi Moyo. Master of Laws in Commercial Law, Rialivua Mudau. Master of Laws, Silindokule Nolutando Malaza. Master of Laws, Joshua Charles Hollands. Master of Laws in Environmental Law, Clemence Trachan. Master of Laws with Distinction in the Dissertation, Ines Christina Ilias. Master of
Master of Science in Exercise and Sports Physiology with Distinction in the Dissertation, Tamlin Terry Lee Bailey. Law again. That's not me. What's your degree? Master of Laws in Okay.
Master of Laws in Mineral Law and Petroleum Extraction and Use, Obvious Terence Mutambara. Master of Laws in Intellectual Property Law, Max Kruger. Master of Laws, Karen Mangwiro.
Master of Medicine, Mohammed Hussein Hassan. With distinction in the coursework components of the Master of Philosophy, Radha Govender. For the Master of Science in Medicine, Gregory Paul Q. For a PhD, for a doctorate thesis entitled The Role of Tissue Inflammation in Kenyan Women with Breast Cancer, Shaheen Abdul Rahman. For the Master of Science in Occupational Therapy, Fatima Omarji Ibrahim. For the Master of Philosophy, West Williams. For a Master of Philosophy, for the Master of Philosophy, Vardi de Wet. Are you law? Oh, okay. Master of Science, Anna Leah Kaplan. Master of Medicine, Chikani Norman Ricozzo.
Master of Laws, Netsai Chieza Chitaka. Master of Laws, Environmental Law, Uchizi Mazyopa.
Master of Science in Medicine, Gabriela Singh. Master of Science in Medicine with Distinction, Renshia Francis Lawrence. Master of Philosophy in Emergency Medicine, Monique Fenter. Master of Science in Medicine with Distinction, Keelan Timothy Ben. Master of Medicine, Kudzai Chironga. Master of Medicine, Kurai Ngarivume. Master of Medicine, Good Deng Dieng Aik. Master of Public Health with Distinction, Leila Sunday. Postgraduate Diploma in TB and HIV Management, Tingambi Manyaga. Master of Science in Audiology, Danielle Blasel. Master of Science in Medicine with Distinction, Aneswishe Nicole Chineka. Master of Science in Medicine, Fezoguhle Ngedile Kumalo. For a thesis entitled Development of a Dual Vaccine Against East Coast Fever and Lumpy Skin Disease, Leah Whittle for the Doctorate of Philosophy. For the Master of Medicine with the Distinction in the Dissertation, Hannah May Gunter. For a Bachelor of Medicine and a Bachelor of Surgery, Offense Monaruri. For the Masters of Medical Science and Genetic Counseling, Sinead Cameron McIntosh. For the Master of Science in Medicine with Distinction, Jenna Lee Bam. Master of Science in Medicine, Amkele Ngomti. For the Master of Public Health with Distinction, Gwendolyn Aronsa. For the Master of Public Health, Pumulo Justine Mwalye. For a Master of Public Health, Harmony Boiketlo Mashaba. For the Masters of Public Health with Distinction in the Dissertation, Ebrufio Ruth Use. For the, is this yours? Is this law? For the Master of Philosophy, Marizanne de Witt. For the Master of Science in Medicine with Distinction, Samantha Africa. For the Master of Public Health, Muhammad Adil Khan. For the Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology, Carolyn May Theron. For the Master of Medicine, Sean Andrew Trump. For the Master of Public Health, Pumzile Kimberly Chabalala. For a Master of Medicine, Diane Tate. For a PhD entitled The Management of the Retained Hemothorax After Penetrating Trauma in a Level 1 South African Trauma Center, Soren Edu. For a Master of Medicine, Tristan Rensburg. For the Master of Public Health, Stephen Kama. For the Masters of Public Health, Nadine Nanji. And Elizabeth Glorivi Moirana. For the Masters in Public Health with distinction in the dissertation, Bronte Robin Davies. For a Masters in Public Health with distinction, Molly Kaylin Kadota. For the Masters of Public Health with distinction, Amy Elizabeth Nell. We're going to have to check on all these distinctions. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Elani Brandt. For a thesis entitled Detecting Subclinical Anthracycline Therapy-Related Cardiac Dysfunction in a Low-Income Country, a SAT-track study, Wan Zhu Zhang. For a PhD entitled In Vivo and In Vitro Studies to investigate the role of autophagy in tuberculosis, Ntombenhle Pindile Gina. For the Masters of Public Health. For the Masters in Public Health, Maxine Marie Bressel. For the Master of Philosophy with distinction in the dissertation, Yanni van der Werfen. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Tsakane Nkosi. For a thesis entitled Enumerating and Estimating Maternal and Neonatal Deaths in the Western Cape Province in South Africa, Damien Jeremiah Damien. For a Master of Medicine, Varushka Ranjana Bashan. For the Masters of Public Health with distinction, Maribel Katrina Mendoza Oklu. For a thesis entitled Amygdala Nuclei, Genetic Architecture and Association with PTSD and Related Symptom Measures, Marianne Sophia Mufford. For a Doctorate of Philosophy thesis, a multi-site analysis of population-based cross-sectional HIV/AIDS data to assess the cascade of care in the era of widespread preventive and treatment programs in 4 sub-Saharan countries, Malawi, Kenya, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, Menard Lauren Chihana. Rolanda Sabrina Lont for a thesis entitled Development of an Autologous Human Dendritic Cell Vaccine Against Mycobacterium TB in Patients with Extensively Drug-Resistant TB. Master of Medicine, Joanna Tekla Shapaka. Master of Medicine, Cindy Gabriels. And Badani Moreri Nchabele. Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Tatum Denise Aronson. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have a distinct pleasure of presenting the Chief Executive Officer of Grooteskier Hospital for a PhD entitled Exploring the Contribution of a Leadership Development Program on the Implementation of Improvement Projects at a South African Central Hospital, Bhavna Patel. For the Master of Philosophy, Taina Lee Carlisle. With distinction in this dissertation, Christelle Day. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with distinction, Christy Rossley Guest. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with distinction, Gerard Jaco Krauser. Master of Medicine, Irvin Sishasha. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, wonderful Tatenda Choha. Master of Philosophy, Nastasha Ethel Timothy. Do you want it back? Master of Medicine, Sadiq Ahmed Kamruddin. Master of Public Health with distinction in the dissertation, Sandi Siwezelda Noholoza. Master of Public Health, Pindi Zwane. I think she's got the wrong. Good. Master of Public Health, Ndakapara Chitsa. And with distinction in the dissertation, Tafadzwa Faustina Mautze. For the postgraduate diploma in health economics, Nontutuzela Njeze. Master of Public Health with distinction in the dissertation, Naledi Laughter Molope Surudu. For a thesis entitled Sexual Health Decision-Making and Service Utilization Amongst Kenyan Queer Women and Trans Men, Stephanie Haase. For a Doctor of Philosophy entitled Physiological Responses of Wild Antelope to Exercise Training as a Prospective Treatment to Prevent Capture Myopathy, Dorothy Breed. Master of Science in Physiotherapy, Razia Amin. Master of Science in Medicine, Riyad Ahmed. For a Doctorate of Philosophy entitled Molecular Characterization of Diffuse Large B-Cell Lymphoma in South Africa, Beatrice Relebochile Ramorola. Postgraduate Diploma in Disability Studies with distinction, Subhashni Ellen. Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Bhavesh Nagar. Master of Public Health with distinction in the coursework, Warisa Farid Bray. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Michelle Ashley Scott. Master of Public Health with distinction, Natasha Kannemeyer. Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Jeanette Holzhausen. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with distinction, Ashraf Ibrahim Vahed. Master of Medicine, Zola Aim Blaise Musima. Master of Philosophy with distinction in the dissertation, Zainab Ashur Yusuf Al-Zuki. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Peter Andrew John Hudson. Master of Medicine, Suzanne Kuhn. Master of Medicine, Gareth Harvey Chilton. and Mohammed Omar Al-Mehdi Emmehed. And with distinction in the dissertation, Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Nasser Khalifa Amgla. For the Doctorate of Philosophy entitled Physical Activity, Physical Fitness, Functional Capacity and Cognitive Performance in Older Adults, Effects of Interactive Video Gaming, Udir Ramnath. Well done. Master of Science in Medicine, Shorok Sebar. Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Understanding the Persistent Challenge of HIV-Related Morbidity and Mortality in Southern Africa, Advanced HIV Disease and Treatment Failure in the era of antiretroviral therapy, Gabriella Elspeta Margaret Patton. Master of Philosophy with distinction, Lesiba Mishek Machai. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Minkateko Ndlovu. Master of Science in Audiology, Chiawen Liu. Master of Medical Science in Nutrition, Iyanuolua Oyedeji Oyetunji. Master of Public Health with distinction, Jacob Mugoya Kizamba. Master of Science in Audiology with distinction, Lieket Singh, Victoria Sekoto. Master of Philosophy, Rumbidzai Lorraine Stephanie Choniera. Master of Public Health, Tsepo Kingsley Pakisi. Master of Public Health with distinction in the dissertation, Hester Maria Berger. The postgraduate diploma in TB HIV management, Mwamba Itineris Ilunga. Master of Science in Exercise and Sports Physio with distinction in the dissertation, Stephanus Abram de Klerk. Postgraduate diploma in TB HIV management, Kolisa Mkone. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Stephanie Fulmore. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with distinction, Sarah Ann McEwen. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with distinction, Indivuo Makondo. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Shao Swan, Stephanie Lee. Master of Science in Audiology, Ndombenhle Nchangase. For the man of the Cape Flats, Master of Medicine, Randall Shane Ortel. For a Doctor of Philosophy entitled Growth Analysis of Mixed Ancestry Infants aged 0 to 18 months in South Africa, Liesel Margot Arendse. For the Doctor of Philosophy entitled Disability and Participation in Physical Activity and Non-Elite Sports Environments, a Critical Investigation of Persons with Disabilities Experience, Dominic Brandt. For a Doctor of Philosophy entitled Factors Affecting Diagnostic and Prognostic Performance of a Transcriptomic Signature of Risk of Tuberculosis in HIV Uninfected South African Adults, Humphrey Mulenga. Well done. Master of Philosophy, Kediboni Oliver. For a for a PhD entitled The Roles of DNA Damage Responses and Replication Fidelity in Mycobacterial Evolution, Zella Alexandria May Martin. Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Gert Johannes Kruger-Marais. Master of Medicine with distinction in the dissertation, Diederik Johannes van der Westhuizen. Master of Science in Medicine with distinction, Jonathan Ingle Pollock. Master of Philosophy, Kuda Grace Pauli. Master of Philosophy, Kalandra Pillay. Master of Philosophy, Fazana Sukar. Postgraduate Diploma in TB and HIV Management, Anisha Pamotse. Master of Public Health with distinction, Michaela Erin Deglon. Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis, determination of total unbound and intracellular concentrations of the antiretroviral drugs efavirenz, lopinavir, and ritonavir, Catherine Ruth Krichler-Foster. For a thesis entitled, for the Doctor of Philosophy, The Effect of Clothing and Carrion Biomass Load on Decomposition and Scavenging in a Forensically Significant Thicketed Habitat in Cape Town, South Africa, Maximilian Jan Spies. For the Bachelor of Science in Occupational Therapy, Palesa Lesejo Mataizane. For a Doctor of Philosophy entitled Investigating Local Ancestry Inference Models in Mixed Ancestry Individual Genomes, Efivania Geza. How are you? For a thesis entitled, for a Doctor of Philosophy entitled Evaluation of Parsimonious Host Blood Tuberculosis Transcriptomic Signatures in HIV-infected and HIV-uninfected individuals, Simon Carl Mendelssohn.
Master of Commerce in Financial Reporting, Analysis and Governance, Alex George Fischert. Master of Commerce, Tamara Ann Pike. Okay. Master of Commerce, Naushad Maharaj. Okay. Master of Commerce, Wasonga Matebula. That's their science.
For a Doctor of Philosophy entitled The Role of Tumor Microenvironment Components in Cancer Cell Behavior and Drug Response, Dimakatso Alice Sentebani.
Well, this now concludes our formal graduation ceremony. I trust the feeling of joy and accomplishment and success that you will continue to have and will grow over the coming days. Really enjoy your celebration, have a safe celebration, and I wish you much luck as you go out from UCT. and the world onwards from here. And I now invite Acting Vice Chancellor to dissolve the congregation. You need something? We do have another graduation candidate, so before we do that, we'll have our graduation candidate.
For the Masters of Public Health with distinction in the dissertation, Joanne Elizabeth Wiley.
You never want to be left out from your own graduation. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of Cape Town. It's been a proud moment for teachers and supervisors on the platform as well. Well done.